Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another draw with me. We're going to be using this horrible marker paper that I got before. And I feel like drawing Banette today from Pokemon. Somebody recommended this a little while back, and I figured, why not now? So, let's give that a shot. We're going to be using, what is this? Zebra? I love these Zebra mechanical pencils. And I do have a reference for Banette on my phone that we're going to be looking at because I am not good at coming up with my own poses. Even though I do think that'd be sick. Also, sorry if you hear things in the background. My cats have decided anytime I start talking, that means that it's time for tomfoolery, which I guess I can kind of understand. And she's going to jump. She's going to be in front of the camera here pretty soon. She's currently on the other desk. Okay, so he has like they're half circle eyes, and then they have like this weird triangle. So what we will do is come across like this, and then we'll add the little triangles that come up, because it is really weird. It has triangles inside of the eye. It looks like we have little pill-style eyes, irises, whatever you want to call it. The cat jumped down. She didn't jump to the desk. Holy. Okay, and now we have the zipper mouth. I always thought Banette was so cool. The legendary, the mega for Banette is really sick. Wasn't always like the best, but I've always been such a huge fan of ghost-type Pokemon that I would deal with it. Okay, let's add some lines for our zipper mouth. And let's get the bodies figured out. Little sack of potatoes. And he's got pretty basic little feet here. Also, you guys can't hear it. I'm listening to the Epic Musical right now. So, sorry in advance if you hear me humming. Such a good... If you haven't listened to or seen some of the amazing content that people have made about Epic the Musical, it's so good. And I actually think that they said it's going to be getting a movie or something. They finally signed an agreement with somebody. I hope they keep some of the same... Like, how can I say this? It's not that I don't want professional singers in it, but I do hope that they keep some of the people the same for the version that is like a movie or whatever, because I'm so used to hearing their voices. I just think it'd be a really cool opportunity, but who knows? Maybe they'll fill it with celebrities and we'll have Taylor Swift as Aphrodite. I mean... You know, that would get some people into it. So we are going to finish up the hands here. I think what we're going to do is... I need to figure out how to do this, like... I call it a sleeping cap. I don't think it's actually what it is, but it's similar to that. For the, like, tail part of his hair. Hold on, what in the world? It is playing a song that I don't know if I've ever heard. Okay. What is happening? I don't know, this is not the normal version I listen to. Oh, okay, never mind, it's just like an interlude. Alright, I think that's what we're going to do for Banette. It's pretty simple, it's pretty basic. But, I think it's cute. He's got a little bit of personality. And let's erase some of our guidelines here. How have you guys been, by the way? Anything cool, exciting? Have you looked at all of the leaks for Pokemon Winds and Waves? If you're like me and you don't care about spoilers. My friends always think it's so weird, but I don't care about spoilers. By all means... Tell me everything about content before it comes out. I think someone said that's really common for people with anxiety is that they would rather have it spoiled so they know there's no fear or whatever you want to say. Okay, let's find... I bought these felt liners, by the way, and they are eating paper, and I don't know how to stop that. Because I like them. There's a whole bunch of different sizes. It's just, what's the point of it if it's going to destroy the paper? So, we will use probably just a regular... Let's see. You guys ever have that where you have so much art supplies that you don't know which you should be using? We're going to use a micron with a pen tip in case you are looking for things to use. Also, sorry in advance if my line work is a little worse than it normally is. Not to get like too into the weeds. I am on new medication for OCD, and it's great. It's very good. But I don't know if you guys have ever taken medication that comes to kind of like, I don't want to say personality changes, but it does affect things like how stable your hands are when you very first start on them. So I'm a bit more shaky than I normally am. So that means our line work is going to be a little crusty. But I would rather be a little shaky and be able to actually make content for you guys than to be suffering and not be able to post anything. Which reminds me, I need to figure out why my YouTube short got freaking shadow banned. I posted a short today. It was of drawing on magma, which is pretty standard. It wasn't anything different. And it was completely shadow banned. I checked it like 4 hours later, and it had 28 views, which were all from subscribers, which is normally the easiest way to tell if something is shadow banned. Is it will only send it to your active subscribers. It won't actually send it to like the YouTube Shorts feed. But by the way, thank you to everybody who has subscribed, hung out. I know that I'm still kind of figuring stuff out, but I do appreciate you guys sticking around. And there's gonna be a lot of cool stuff coming up. We're kind of hanging out until September. September is when things really pick up, because that's when we're going to get our model, and hopefully we can start doing some collabs and fun stuff like that. But I know a lot of you guys were here from originally. I made that little animated video, which I still am glad that I made it, because everybody who's come from that has been really cool. But I think it was just a reality of I made it before I really knew what I was going to do. And for all I knew, I thought I was going to actually do some more, some actual animation, but the workflow for animation, it just isn't there for me yet. Doesn't mean it can't be there, but we'll have to come back to it. Okay, cool. I hope it's been nice for you guys, by the way. I know that it's pretty freaking hot kind of all over the world right now, but in Wisconsin it hasn't been super bad. We still have like, it's still humid, but thankfully we have the evil air conditioning. I know, how could we have such a thing? Let's give him a little smile. Also, I'm using Audacity to record instead of just, I normally use OBS, so if I sound a little different, that is why. We're recording on my old iPhone for the actual, like, the actual footage of the drawing that you guys are seeing. And then I'm using Audacity to record my voice. Somebody said very nice things about my voice the other day. And I'm like, hey, I'm glad you guys like it, because I absolutely hate my voice when it comes to listening to recordings. I've received a message on Discord. It's probably my friends telling me that they're on Pal World and asking where I am. I don't know if you guys have tried it yet, but Pal World had the 1.0 update, and it's not bad. I don't think it's going to be like a game that I play every single day, but I don't think it's bad. I really like some of the designs. Maybe I'll draw some of the Pal World for a YouTube short or something. Gotta capitalize on those trending topics. I do think it's so funny that people are like, it's because some of the designs to the Pal World characters changed, and people keep saying it's because the Nintendo trying to sue Pal World, and that's not it at all. Like, that wasn't even what the legal argument was about. The legal argument was actually about, I think it was the process of throwing a ball and a creature coming out of it. I don't know if you guys noticed, in Pal World, instead of throwing the ball now, you just kind of like hold it out next to you, and then the monster comes out of the bowl and straight down by your hip. And I'm pretty sure that's because it was the act of throwing a ball and a monster coming out that was actually copyrighted. I could be completely wrong and talking out of my butt, so take it with a grain of salt, but that's what I heard. Okay, I think it's probably good enough for our Banette. We need to get this erased, and hopefully we don't smear anything. To be honest, what I'm actually concerned about is this paper is so thin. I don't want it to like, what's it called? I don't want it to crumble like that. Never buy paper from Walmart. I'm normally someone who supports using cheap materials, but gosh, when it comes to like using it with markers, it is not good. By the way, this is a gummy eraser, and I just roll it out over the top to get rid of my eraser marks and fingerprints. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to use these, but it's how I've always used it, so that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so colors. A lot of gray, which is fine. Gray's a good color. But let's see if we can find... It's kind of like a grayish yellow. I know it sounds weird. It is kind of like a grayish yellow, though. So I think let's do... Let's do RG30. And then we're going to do WG4. If I can find it. Here we go. Okay, so this is a red gray and a warm gray. And let's see if we can get these figured out. So, our light source is going to go from the top for now. So let's figure this out. If it's coming from the top, it'll go down and across. Ooh. I already don't know how to feel. God, I don't think it's really good, the paper, but I don't want to just waste it. It's 50 sheets. Like, I just feel bad wasting stuff. I have so much art supplies, but I don't have the ability to just throw it out. I guess I could use it for other stuff than markers, but who knows, maybe it'll be better for this. But you can already tell if you look, if we look right here, you can see it's smeared the black. So it's like, gosh, it's so bad. What is this product? Hold on. I'm gonna tell you guys it's bad. It's called Bee Inspired Bee Paper Company Marker Artist Quality. I don't believe that is true. I do not agree with that statement, but I appreciate that they're working with bees. I always thought it'd be fun to get, like, a beehive. I know that it's, like, pretty easy as a hobby to get into these days. But you need to like register your bees and a bunch of other stuff too. Or at least one guy that I was following does that, but he's in the UK, so maybe that's not a thing in the US. But he was going through all the stuff that like you have to do to make sure that you are legally doing the correct thing with bees. Okay, do a little light source across like this. And then it looks like this light source would also come across. Remember, I am using a reference. This is not me figuring it out on my own, because I'm not that smart. And then I believe, you know, this Pokemon has a little spiky tail, but I don't see it in the reference picture. I do think you would see it, though. Okay, I'm gonna take the creative liberty to add a little spiky tail here. Is it exactly how it is? Probably not. But it felt weird to not show the tail, so we're gonna do that. So we got our base gray down. We are gonna use our darker shadow now. This is the WGO4. And see if this works. Gosh, it does not blend. Oh my gosh. How the heck? Yeah, I don't think we're ever going to use this again. I don't think we're going to be using this again. I just never can find good marker paper. I guess I could just buy the expensive Copic stuff. I think Ohuhu also makes their own sketch pads too. But we will see. I wonder if I do another case of the gray over the top of this, if it will blend it there. I wonder what Pokemon we should do next too. I got some really good suggestions from the Delphox video I did. I still do need to stop drawing so many Pokemon, because I would like to have my own designs. Because I want to do like an anime convention or like a VTuber event as an artist alley, but I know there's limits on how many like fan art style things that you can have at some conventions. And I don't really have that much just drawing of my own stuff. I could probably make a bunch of rabbit stickers, but I don't know if people would really care in the nicest way to say that. I like my rabbit, but I get that I have a different attachment to him than other people do. A little shadow under here. So I don't think this looks bad. I just think that it's too big of a difference between the grays. So we're going to need to find something in the middle to put between these two to blend them. Because right now it's very different. But you can, I don't know, are you guys able to see that? It's literally reflecting because it's so wet. I didn't know how else to explain it, I'm sorry. And I need to figure out how we're going to do the eyes too, because they're kind of like pink. But then there's like a lighter circle. I wonder if we just do it pink and then I use the like colored pencils to add the light back to it. Okay, let's... So we have our shadows now. I'm going to try to come back through with this and see if we can like smear this out a little bit, maybe. Does not look like that's going to work. But I'm committed at this point, so... Oh, that is not working. Why are you doing what you're doing? Okay, fuck it. We're gonna... Listen, we're gonna stick it out. Not everything can be perfect. And I think that we just throw away this paper after this. Because... Yikes. Okay. It's one of those things where it's a train wreck, and it's like, I have to finish it. I can't just leave it. Oh gosh, I don't know what to do. Do I try to like extend this all the way through, maybe? Is that gonna make it better or worse? Okay, let's try extending this. Maybe it'll make it look better if it's not as drastic of a thing. Or it's gonna be way worse. I want you guys to know, I have been drawing for 20 years. Longer than that. And I still have no idea what I'm doing. 90% of what I do, I just make up on the fly. And it does work or it doesn't work. And then I just kind of run with. I didn't go to school for art. I got accepted to it. And then they told me it was going to be like $200,000. And I was like, you know, that's a little much for me. I'm not really interested. I'm not that interested in art. Okay. Do I just extend this also? Okay, we're just coloring everything over again, I guess. It's fine. That's fine. He says, knowing that it probably isn't fine. Yeah, I was going to go to, I think it was called MIAD, Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design. One of my other friends got accepted there. And it was really cool until I saw how much it costed. And at that point, I was like, you know what else is a really good teacher? The internet. Should do that instead. Okay, good enough. We're gonna find the pink that we need to use for the eyes, the black for the inner eye, and then we need the yellows for these two. So let's see what we can find. Let's start with yellow, probably. I guess this Y230 would probably be good. If I can find it. Okay, I found Y230. Gosh, that was a struggle. And then we're going to grab Y11. So this is a lighter and darker yellow. So we're going to start out with the Y230. And this will be for most of it. Ooh, that is not really what I wanted. I should have checked it on this paper instead of using my little cheat sheet, but it should be okay. And let's do the darker now for the shadows. Oh, you like can't even tell the difference. Uh-oh. Why did that go? Oh, my Stream Deck just updated. Bloop. And now we need to figure out our pink/red for the eyes. I should do the black, though, before I forget. Well, we're not going to use pure black. We're going to use NG09. It's pretty much black. But for some reason, I use this a lot more. Okay, so now we need to find a pinkish red for the eyes. I always like colors like this, like the light prawn, but it never looks that way. I hate to admit it, it never looks that way. I think let's try R12. It's called Rose Bouvard. All right. So we are going to do these. It's going to all be pinkish red, and then we will use a white pencil to try to bring back some color around the pupil, because it is like a whiter light pink around the eyes. And hopefully that'll look good. And okay, let's find our white prismacolor, just regular, And let's go ahead and we're going to lighten up this area around the eye. I think it does it. It doesn't really do it above. It's more of just a circle. But this will be close enough. I mean, it doesn't look bad. It is a little weird, but it is a little close. Okay, I'm gonna be real. There's more that I wanted to do with this, but I think with the way that it's smearing, we're gonna kind of limit what we're doing. So let's just add a colored background, and then we'll add our white outline to it. So let's do, it's a ghost type, so probably purple. Let's do V160. And yeah, this will be good. We're gonna do our normal geometry style. I don't know if other people like doing this. I feel bad when I leave stuff just in the void, but it's just so much more comfortable to me to just leave it in the white vacuum of space. Let's add a little up here. There is no method to this madness. I just put down random shapes. Oh, I just remembered. I grabbed a Dairy Queen on the way home today from... I went to the card shop and played some Magic the Gathering. Which is fun, but I am so sick of Magic the Gathering crossover sets. I was talking to them, they're like, yeah, there's a new set that comes out in August. I was like, sick, I'll be here for pre-release. And it's freaking The Hobbit. It's just, there's not really like Magic sets anymore, it's crossovers. There's Marvel, Ninja Turtles, Avatar The Last Airbender, and now we're back to The Hobbit. It's just, it's so weird. I know there's some people that are excited, like that's their thing, they love those franchises, but for me, I'm like, I just want Magic cards. But it's okay. So that is a pretty good darkish purple. Let's see if we can find something a little darker. We're gonna try P4. And that's just gonna add a bit more color to the outside here. Ooh, that is so dark. Whoa, too dark, too dark. It's okay. And let's do, you know what, let's just do a little triangle style there. And then let's do a line like this, a line like this, and one more little box down here. Is there any method to the madness? Nope. I just thought it looked cool. Oh, my cat's mad. Okay, and now let's grab our... We're going to use a white Artiso liner to do our white outline because I've always been a fan of the outline that kind of makes it look like a sticker or pop out a bit more. It helps if you don't color your frickin' outline, your line work with it. But hey, I have never been the best at art, so there are times where I'm gonna cover my line art on accident. If you have any ideas, by the way, for like what you want to see me draw next, feel free to let me know. I have to make a lot more of these because YouTube informed me that I need to have Check's Notes 4,000 hours of watch time. So we're probably going to be doing a lot of these kind of like draw with me videos just because I can make them longer if you want to fall asleep to it or you want to do whatever. It means a lot to me. It supports the channel and works us towards getting monetized so that all of our views and stuff can kind of like be reinvested into the channel. there's a lot of stuff I want to do, like, how can I explain this? I really like drawing tokens for Magic the Gathering. I'm sure that some of you guys have seen it. So proceeds from the channel will go towards getting new printers and stuff like that so that we can hopefully mass produce those a bit more. Because I just have my one printer at the moment that I use for my stickers, and it can't handle large cardstock that's used for tokens. But we're going to be doing a lot of art with the VTuber model too, which should be sick. I'm hoping I can do some fun collabs, some art collabs. Alright. Almost done. I'm probably going to go back through and do the black outline on some of these spots where I definitely covered my line art on accident. Whoops. Oopsie poopsie. That's my bad. My cat is crying. Why do you cry, cat? She wants to go in the other room. It is late, and sometimes she sleeps in that room. But then she'll scratch to get out, so... Okay, there's that. Let's grab our... I'm just going to go back with the Micron. There's a couple places where it's very obvious that I went over the black outline. So we'll just touch up those. No one else would probably notice it except for me, but that's fine. Because I'm going to be the one that's looking at this more than anybody else, so... And I think that is where we're going to call it. So, moral of the story, invest in good paper. The markers I used were Ohuhu. We used Micron, Pigma Micron markers, and then just a cheapo Artistro acrylic liner and a prismacolor. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you're drawing with me, I'd love to see what you're making. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next video. All right, have a good day.